Do you believe wholeheartedly that she's your father?
I really do.
You've been ducking this boy's DNA for all his life. Take the test!
The ongoing legal saga involving Jay-Z and Rymir, a man claiming to be his son, has captivated public attention for over a decade. At the heart of this controversy is Satterthwaite's persistent effort to establish paternity through a DNA test, which Jay-Z has consistently resisted. The case, marked by allegations of legal manipulation, emotional distress, and public scrutiny, has taken new turns with recent developments, including a reported July 18, 2025, deadline for Jay-Z to respond to the latest lawsuit. Adding fuel to the fire, rumors suggest that rapper 50 Cent is financially supporting Satterthwaite's legal battle and featuring the case in an upcoming documentary about Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs, escalating the drama to new heights. This complex narrative weaves together themes of identity, accountability, and the influence of celebrity status in the legal system, with Satterthwaite's pursuit of truth clashing against Jay-Z's efforts to dismiss the claims as baseless harassment. Satterthwaite, now 32, has been fighting since his late teens to prove that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, is his biological father. The story begins in the early 1990s, when Satterthwaite's late mother, Wanda Satterthwaite, allegedly had a relationship with Jay-Z. According to Satterthwaite and his godmother, Dr. Lily Coley, Wanda was just 16 years old at the time, while Jay-Z was in his early 20s. Wanda became pregnant and Satterthwaite was born in 1992. Initially, Wanda listed her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Robert Graves, on Satterthwaite's birth certificate as the father. However, in 2011, a DNA test confirmed that Graves was not biologically related to Satterthwaite, leaving Jay-Z as the remaining candidate based on Wanda's claims. Wanda, who passed away in 2016, left behind a recorded statement supporting her son's allegations, asserting that Jay-Z was indeed his father. This video, reported by Radar Online, has become a cornerstone of Satterthwaite's case, amplifying his resolve to seek answers. Satterthwaite's legal journey began in 2010 when he and his mother first approached the courts to request a paternity test. From the outset, the case faced significant obstacles. Multiple lawsuits filed in states like New Jersey and Pennsylvania were dismissed, often on technical grounds such as jurisdictional issues or the timing of the filings. Jay-Z's legal team argued that he had no ties to New Jersey, claiming he owned no property there, which led to the dismissal of one case. Satterthwaite, however, produced property deeds and tax records showing that Jay-Z, under his legal name Sean Corey Carter, did own properties in the state during the relevant period. These documents were intended to counter the argument that New Jersey courts lacked jurisdiction, but the case was still dismissed when Jay-Z's attorney contended that the Sean Carter listed on the deeds could not be conclusively proven to be the rapper. Such legal maneuvers have fueled Satterthwaite's accusations that Jay-Z and his team have exploited the court system to avoid accountability. The emotional toll on Satterthwaite has been profound. He has repeatedly emphasized that his pursuit is not driven by financial motives, but by a desire for closure and truth about his identity. The uncertainty surrounding his paternity has affected his mental and physical health, causing stress-related complications and emotional distress. Satterthwaite has spoken candidly about the challenges of navigating a legal system that seems stacked against him, particularly given Jay-Z's wealth and influence. He claims that the rapper's legal team has engaged in tactics like fraud and misrepresentation to suppress his claims, including alleging that judges have been complicit in dismissing cases unfairly. In one instance, Satterthwaite and Coley were ordered to pay nearly $15,000 in legal fees to Jay-Z, which they describe as resulting in illegal liens on their New Jersey property. These financial burdens have compounded their sense of injustice, as they believe the courts have overlooked evidence of misconduct by Jay-Z's team. Public sentiment, as reflected in social media and news reports, is divided. Some argue that Jay-Z's refusal to take a DNA test suggests he has something to hide, particularly given the allegations that Wanda was underage during their alleged relationship. The age of consent in Pennsylvania, where Wanda lived, is 17, and if she was 15 or 16 when she became pregnant, as Satterthwaite claims, this could raise serious legal and ethical questions. Speculation has swirled that Jay-Z's reluctance to address the paternity claim stems from the potential fallout of admitting to a relationship with a minor, which could damage his reputation and business empire. Others, however, view Satterthwaite's persistent lawsuits as a form of harassment, echoing Jay-Z's legal filings that describe the claims as fabricated and part of a decades-long harassment campaign. Jay-Z's attorneys have pointed out that multiple courts have rejected Satterthwaite's allegations, and a 2022 injunction in New Jersey barred him and Coley from filing further complaints without court approval. The case took a significant turn in 2025 when Satterthwaite filed a new lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, accusing Jay-Z and his associates of committing fraud and obstructing justice. This filing, made on May 6, 2025, was not properly served to Jay-Z, who claims he only learned of it on June 3. His legal team requested additional time to respond, citing the improper service and the complexity of the allegations. The lawsuit does not explicitly demand a paternity test but seeks damages for emotional distress, reputational harm, and financial losses incurred during the prolonged legal battle. Satterthwaite also requested that court documents be unsealed and that a declaratory judgment affirm the violation of his and his mother's rights. The deadline for Jay-Z to respond was set for July 18, 2025, but on that date, Satterthwaite unexpectedly withdrew the lawsuit. This decision, reported by sources like Vibe and Euroweb, has sparked speculation about a possible settlement, though no official confirmation has emerged. The withdrawal was filed without prejudice, meaning Satterthwaite retains the right to refile in the future, keeping the door open for further legal action. The involvement of 50 Cent has added a layer of intrigue to the case. Known for his public feuds with Jay-Z, 50 Cent has been accused of funding Satterthwaite's legal fees and featuring the case in a documentary about Jay-Z and Diddy. While 50 Cent has denied direct involvement, stating on Instagram that he has never met Satterthwaite and is not assisting with the case, his commentary has kept the story in the headlines. Social media posts have amplified the narrative, with some users suggesting that 50 Cent is using the case to troll Jay-Z and capitalize on the controversy. The documentary, which reportedly explores allegations against both Jay-Z and Diddy, has raised questions about potential connections between the paternity case and other legal troubles, including a dismissed 2024 lawsuit accusing Jay-Z and Diddy of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000. Although that case was dropped in February 2025, it has contributed to the growing scrutiny of Jay-Z's personal and professional conduct. Satterthwaite's supporters, including his godmother, have emphasized that the family initially sought a private resolution. Coley has claimed that Jay-Z's team expressed interest in working with Satterthwaite, even discussing the possibility of signing him to Roc Nation due to his aspirations as a rapper. However, these discussions allegedly fell apart when new lawyers became involved, adopting a more aggressive stance to block the paternity claim. Satterthwaite has expressed frustration at the lack of direct communication from Jay-Z, noting that the rapper has never personally addressed the allegations. Instead, Jay-Z has relied on his legal team to dismiss the claims as baseless, with court filings describing Satterthwaite's lawsuits as repetitive and without merit. The rapper's attorneys have also argued that Wanda identified another man as Satterthwaite's father in 1994, and her attempt to name Jay-Z years later was invalid under Pennsylvania law, which requires paternity to be established before adulthood. The case has broader implications for discussions about celebrity influence and accountability in the legal system. Satterthwaite and his supporters argue that Jay-Z's wealth and status have allowed him to manipulate the courts, pointing to instances like the property dispute in New Jersey as evidence of fraud. They contend that the system has failed to provide equal justice, leaving Satterthwaite to fight an uphill battle against a powerful opponent. On social media, users have debated whether Jay-Z's refusal to take a DNA test is an admission of guilt or a strategic move to avoid setting a precedent. Some speculate that a test could confirm paternity, but also expose Jay-Z to legal consequences if Wanda was indeed a minor at the time of their alleged relationship. Others believe that Satterthwaite's persistence, despite repeated court dismissals, undermines his credibility. The cultural context of the case is also significant. As allegations against high-profile figures in hip-hop, such as Diddy, have come under scrutiny, the public is increasingly questioning the behavior of powerful men in the industry. Satterthwaite's case has drawn comparisons to other paternity disputes, with some arguing that Jay-Z's refusal to engage directly with the issue mirrors a broader pattern of avoiding accountability. The involvement of figures like 50 Cent and the mention of Beyoncé, who has been accused by some of trying to suppress the case, have further fueled speculation about the Carters' efforts to protect their public image. However, these claims remain unsubstantiated, and Jay-Z's legal team has consistently denied any wrongdoing.